I just realized this camera is a piece of shit on this computer. I don't think it does the filtering very good. I don't know what it looks like off of here, but it could be good. It could be bad. Hey, Lawrence, how you doing? It's just been one of them days. I did a little bit of a live yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. I've lost track of my days because of my truck. But it's been a week. It's been a year actually. Too, babe, how you doing? I guess it don't look too bad looking at myself on the phone. Easier way to keep up with shit. So anyway, how's everybody else doing? Because ain't been good. Nope. Hey, Leonard, it ain't been a good couple days. It's been an expensive couple days. I'm just bitchy and grouchy and tired. Took a shower. Looked like, I just dug myself right into a bunch of grease and then just rinsed it off with gasoline. That's what the tub looked like, because I'm working on a semi. It's all good, man. It just happens. Now, why would it show Mongrels made a comment on here, but I don't see it on there? Just more of my good day? Good. I don't want to see him anyway. He's Canadian. Or excuse me, he's from the Northern Territory of America. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll freaking move forward. Of course I'll move forward. I don't give up that easy. Well, I'm out of... Oops. Joey, what's up? Yeah, there's a... Yeah, I did. I got it to fire up. You know what? If I really wanted to, I could have made that thing run pretty good. The bottom end of it sounded great. I could have probably cammed it up and, put a cam in it and just kind of ran it. I probably could have, but when I pulled that, you'll see in the next videos, I pulled that head off of that thing. Whew. She was nasty. Lots and lots of that old school oil. Lots. Oh, the camera didn't do it justice. It was missing on probably at least 3 cylinders where the cam lobes were toast, because what it is, the old school way you used to do them Pontiacs that didn't have, or any motor for that matter. My dad did it too. Pontiacs didn't have adjustable rockers on a lot of them, so you torque them down. But what they do is they give you little, I'm sure Brent knows this, they give you little washers, spacer washers that go under your spring. And that would give you more lift, so to speak. And that would also tighten up that, your valve train. And you would just have to pick which size. You'd go with a little micrometer, and that was how you would lift it and make it run. Well, the other way, the white trash urban city way to do it, is to put a washer on the top and bolt, screw it down. And then if you're really, like a shim too, babes, they make shims for these Pontiacs. You can still get them. They make them for all the non-adjustables Fords, but This guy actually took two. There was actually two of them. I didn't get it on camera, but the little fulcrum, that's your rocker, that it sits down in there, that rocker can go in on the, inside with the nut down on it. They had flipped them over. So there was a lot less room, and it also brought it, tighter. They had the nut. I don't know what, but it wasn't missing anything. What's up, Buff? But yeah, it wasn't missing anything. I don't know where them keepers came from. There was keepers laying in there. So evidently somebody had, I don't know, changed the oil without an oil seal on it, or maybe somebody was working on it and just absolutely accidentally dropped it. I have no idea what they did. All I know is right now both heads are ready for Zeppi's motor. I got them already done. You did? I'll be damned. I didn't notice that. They're the 6X8. I think that's be the big chamber. I wish they were 4s. That'd be cool. But as of right now, I have everything ready to be shipped for that engine, but with what's going on with my truck, I don't have the money for it. We got to pay for these things, I think in the last 2 days, I've spent $5,000, $1,200, let's say $1,400 on my truck and got nowhere. Well, I got somewhere, just not really anywhere. And oh yeah, the head was good. It was just nasty. They weren't as bad as the heads that I redid off that motor I got in the garage. They aren't that bad, but they were bad. Like literally scoop down in there and pick up crap out of them. They were pretty bad. No, Lawrence, the truck is not at home. My truck is still about 30 minutes north of me. So I got in my shop truck, which is Bonnie, my GS340 Buick. I've just been running back and forth getting parts because there is no parts where it's at. They're all down here by me. But the weather's a little better. Right now it's 40 degrees here. It was nice all day. It was real nice. But I got up at the ass crack of dawn and drove north 35 miles, and I've been home once and then back up there, and then just got home about an hour ago. Yeah, I'll get it sorted out. What happened was the air compressor took a shit on me in the middle of an intersection next to a hospital. And Gordon, Dana, how you doing? Blocked rush hour traffic on a 2-lane eastbound or westbound highway. So I became a traffic signaler because I couldn't get a hold of the cops, which whatever. That's fine. I tried calling them and it just kept going to a busy signal, or please call this number if you have an emergency. I don't have an emergency, but I'm blocking traffic and people are cussing and flipping me off, which I'm used to that. So it didn't bother me one bit. And tow truck got there just as the cop did. And then he yanked it up, put as much air as he could in it, and just pulled me another quarter of a mile, charged me $500. And then I unhooked from the trailer. He pulled me around, put me where the truck's sitting right now. I drove it today. It's just not right. I rebuilt the head on a Bendix air compressor, a TrueFlow 750. I've done a million of them. I used to be a mechanic. Okay, I used to work on semis and cars and all kinds of stuff. Well, I did it. That cost me $150. Got it all back on there with a new air dryer because the air dryer that I'd put on it was bad and it was blocking flow. And then that compressor, as it starts working, decides to completely take a shit and blow the rings out of it. So then I had to start looking for another one. That all happened today. And they found one on a back shelf on a shop here in town. They found, oh my God, I think this one will work. And I said, okay, I'm coming down. What time do you close? And they said noon, and it was 11:30, or it was 11:15. So I ripped this compressor off in about 5 minutes. Had it completely off, hauled ass in my Buick, allegedly doing 80, 85 mile an hour down the interstate, passing people, and got to where I had swapped it out, come home, swapped gears. It's a whole freaking thing. And then said bye to the family and hauled ass. And that was at 1 o'clock. And I was there until about, I don't know, 5:30. 6 o'clock. Yeah, Dana, I'm ready for spring too. I think we're there. It's starting to get nice out. Gordon makes it at 9:17. 9:17. It's only 8:17. And then tomorrow it's really only 7:17, right? We go back, spring back.
No, yeah.
No, spring forward. So
back.
actually it's 9 o'clock here. Brent, it is always a nice day in Canada, is what I hear. Except for when you send pictures of you walking through 4 foot of snow. So yeah, my truck is, I don't know. It'll build air now. I put the new compressor on it. Now it builds air. It pops off 125 PSI. And then the little check valve safety pop off that's on the compressor will pop off once in a while, like it's building at least 250 pounds in there, which is impossible. So it's either I got a major blockage somewhere or that brand new check valve, because I always change that. And I guess it's bad too. I don't know. But I've lost 3 days of work. 4 days if you count Monday, because I'll have to be, unless I can get it figured out by Monday morning. Lose an hour, so I go to work at 3:45 a.m. instead of 5:45 a.m. Wow. Hold on a minute. There are a couple of my buddies want to come in. They can come in. I'm probably not going to do a real long one. I'm freaking beat. Amber's baking a cake, so
It's done.
Trying to bake a cake.
It's done. It's perfect.
Oh, it's done. It's perfect already. She's actually a really good cook if I can get her to cook for me.
I cook all day.
but she cooks all day, so she don't want to come home and cook for me.
Because I'm the lunch lady that drives the hearse.
Huh?
Because I'm the lunch lady that drives the hearse.
Yeah, she's a lunch lady that drives a hearse, which is pretty cool, really. One of them things that, you know, when they say, I'll never have that, and then you get it, and then it's like, it's not good enough.
Drive it.
Try to read. For some reason, some of these ain't popping up on here. She's making a birthday cake for Aiden. He turned 19 on the 2nd. So we got a party tomorrow. What the hell? Your birthday is coming up. It's going to be 21 going on 70, right? Mine is too. Mine's in a month. A little over a month. And it's the halfway point. Actually, no, if you think about it now, in Social Security, you're paying people that are 300 and some years old. So, hey, I might be way past the halfway point. Your daughter's 11 tomorrow. Well, I'll be damned. That's pretty cool. That means you're old, right? Is that how that goes? Because Zeppy will be 10 in a couple weeks. I think. Is it a couple weeks? Yeah. About 2 weeks. He turns 10. I'm going to have a 10-year-old. 29, 19, 10. $44. That ain't old. I thought you'd be like old. You ain't old. What? Oh,
there you go.
What is going on?
Well, now
There we
you
go.
missed my comments.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that don't look like Canada behind you.
Well, that looks like my front yard. That's
Yeah.
pretty much how it looks right now.
Yeah. It's been one of them days. Yesterday was one of them days, and then today is really one of them days. I haven't touched a car. I ain't touched nothing but semi.
Well, you know, I was laughing at I was watching Derek there on his new video, and all I could think of was you. As
On the
sitting
57?
there, what's that?
I haven't got to watch it yet.
Yeah. He's like, oh, the parts.
Yeah.
Everything put on it freaking broke, man.
Really? It was that bad, huh?
Oh, pretty much.
I'll have to watch it. I haven't had a chance to watch anything. I've been so busy. Usually I'll proof watch my own video. I hate watching myself, but I do it anyway to see if I can improve it later. I haven't even watched the video I just put out.
Oh, really?
Like
Wow.
I edited it and went, good enough. The one with that motor, you know. I even made a crappy old shitty thumbnail for it because Buzz has been sick and he usually does all my thumbnails.
Oh.
And I was just like, I'm just going to throw something out there. That at least I'm still in the algorithm. Not that it matters. I hit a quarter. I hit a quarter of my subscriber counts on my videos. So it's just like,
good,
I was
that's
just like, I'll just put
I get
a video out. I don't know. I got two more. 1, 2, because we cleaned up that block. I redid those heads. And then I just put a new front seal in the front of Skylar's Mustang because the thing's had an oil leak for, God, over a year, and I just haven't got to it. And we're talking 2 quarts a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not burning, it's just blowing it out the freaking. And I kept trying to figure out what it was, couldn't figure it out, and finally I got underneath it and let it run with it facing down, with the nose down.
Yeah.
And I revved it up real high, and that son of a bitch slung oil just enough that you could see it come out of that front seal. And then once I got it out of there, the spring was out of it. Like, oh, well, that explains that. So I put that in. I got a video of that.
Yeah.
But then I've been recording me doing this truck with my
Nice.
phone. So it's kind of like point of view, POV, where it's like, okay, and then I got it right in my face while I'm trying to work on stuff. You really can't see what I'm doing, but all you hear is me bitching and complaining.
So one of your normal videos then.
Yeah. Except this one, I'm recording myself working on my work. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I do not.
Well, you might as well get something out of it. It's going to break.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. But I know what it takes, though. It takes a lot more to do the work when you're recording it. So that's the only problem.
And I'm doing it with my phone, too, so I don't know how the hell it's going to turn out. And it's got a great camera on it, but I got a cover on it because I'm always in grease and shit, so I always make sure it's covered because it's expensive.
Well, I do everything on my phone.
Huh?
I do everything on my phone.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just ain't got no way to, set it anywhere. I got this little magnet on the back, and I've got a clamp that's a magnet, but you can't rotate it, so I always got to, try to prop it up. There's some points you'll see it whenever I get the video out. It's propped up on I got it propped up on the hood of Bonnie, magnetized to a brake clean can. So it's like I got something to set it up,
That's all right. I've seen some of Buff's videos where he's done the same thing.
Yeah. Good. Whatever.
I think it was, well, maybe it was Dalton's phone that fell. I don't know. One of them had their phone and it fell on them. It was kind of amusing. He left it in the video.
Well, I've been going back, when I'm in my truck, I get kind of bored. I always watch everybody's videos that I can, but I really like the old Vice Grip Garage shit.
Yeah.
Where he's just him and a phone and he's going, and still to this day, other than his 4th of July one where it was just him and his family out at at his old shop. But the one where he's trying to get his wife slid into the back rear end of another car, and he tries to see if we can get this thing going, and he's so irritated and pissed off that you can see it.
Well, you can see it a bit in the latest one. Yeah, it was a little more of the old Vice Grip feel to it.
Well, I knew that he's starting to get away from being, the family guy, he was family oriented show when he was trying to do something. He was welding a muffler or something like that. And and it was cold as hell. And he had his big thermal heater going with the diesel heater, and it kept setting off the carbon monoxide things because I'm sure the wife
yeah. I remember that.
You could say, oh, there it goes again. It's still going off. And then all of a sudden he's sitting there welding, and he messes up, and you see him walk over, grab it off the wall,
and just tosses it,
slam it to the ground. And I was like, yes. And I emailed him on that one. I usually don't. I emailed him and I said, hey, now that's what I'm talking about. You need to do more of that. And he goes, well, some people wouldn't approve.
Yeah.
And I was like, no different. He's working on that Dodge, and he trying to get his voltmeter to work, and it wouldn't work, and he freaking smashed it on the ground. And then he goes, he's sitting there thinking, well, I'm going to get over here. I'll make sure that the batteries, I can't do that because something happened to my voltmeter.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. After he did that episode, I was out in my shop working. I've got one of those diesel heaters too. And I got the carbon. The stupid thing starts going off on me. And I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Wanted to.
Yeah, I don't have a carbon monoxide thing in the garage. It's aerated very well. It's ventilated.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of airflow in this one too, but I thought, I better. It's all kind of sealed up now, so I better put something in there just in
Yeah.
case.
I mean, if I had a big shop that was closed, I probably would, especially with that damn oil burner out there.
Yeah.
Hey, Donald, how's it going, man? Dean's in the house, the guy that cannot complain about weather ever.
Well, they're coming up on their winter.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
it's technically their fall.
Gonna be a balmy 70 today.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the cloud cover. There's one cloud.
I think we got up to around 60 degrees here. It's
Yeah,
pretty good. This time of year, it's kind of abnormal, but it's nice. I'll take it.
yeah, yeah. Lawrence, he keeps the attention because he keeps busy. Just same thing with Dalton, and
Yeah.
it's the thing about him is if you ever meet him, he generally is a good dude. He's a nice guy, but it depends on when you meet him. If he's having a day, you're gonna know he's having a day.
Yeah.
Am I going to Pontiac Nats? I have a hotel room booked, but we're gonna have to see. Believe it or not, when truck goes down like it did right now and way back in March like it is, it affects me in June, July, August, big time, because I got to catch up and I don't know. And that's in July, I think.
You know what? We should plan that out sometime. I'd like to go again. I've only been the one time, and I enjoyed it. It was
What's
very
that?
good. The Pontiac Nationals.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty good time.
Yeah. Well, we went to the big one.
The idea is we was going to get Zeppy to build this engine, and we're getting help from Butler. Butler's, we're not getting the shit for free, I'll tell you that. But a little bit of a discount, they said, because it's Zeppy, and we're going to make him some valve covers and all that kind of stuff. So everything on that engine, all the parts, they're all coming from Butler.
Yep.
And it's just kind of sitting there in a digital receipt that I need to pay for yet. And until I got this truck going, I can't do nothing. But the idea was to put it in a car and, a BOP car. I'm not going to put it, well, I guess I could put it in a Chevy. That'd be kind of funny. Make it actually have power, but to put it in there and then maybe trailer it up there. And that would be Mike and Zeppy's car up there, because Artemis will probably go. Amber will take Artemis up there.
Yeah.
But it's all up in the air right now. Hell, Power Tour's up in the air. I've got all that shit booked too. A friend of mine that I met at Pontiac Nationals actually found me a 77 old Omega. It's not the hatchback like ours. It's a regular X body, and but it's really cheap and there's no motor. And it was originally a 305 car.
Yeah.
And he can get it really cheap, but it's in friggin' Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But it's basically rust free.
Oh, wow.
But it may be a thing that if I had the time, which I don't, I would have my buddy find me a small block Chevy or something like that I could just throw down in it and go drive it home, fly out there and drive it home. But I don't have the money for that right now.
No, I hear you.
Hear that, or I could hook up the dually with a trailer and just me and Zeppy or whoever would just go out there and grab the car and come home.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Gordon.
Too, babe. It's it has one little spot in the floor. That's it. Other than that, it's just scaly. It's unbelievable, and it's that weird green color. It's like baby poop green.
Okay.
But it's got bucket seats, the whole 9 yards.
Are you allowed to drive the dually again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, your truck again.
That thing's pissing me off too. I took it to a guy get it worked on, and he charged us like $500 to work on it, which is fine. I don't want to deal with that damn thing.
Yep.
And it's barely ever given me trouble where we needed, a tow. But this time it needed a tow, and I said, just go ahead and look over it. Everything was fine. We'll put a new air cleaner in and everything. I got it home, and boy was driving it, and Amber was driving it to school and stuff. This thing's running like shit. So I go out there, and I thought, well, I'll go check the oil real quick. And I opened the hood, and still had the old crappy air cleaner on it. He didn't change the air cleaner. So I called him out on it, and he's a friend of mine. I was like, hey, you charged me $80 for an air cleaner. This looks like a new air cleaner to you. It looks like one you blew it out, And he goes, oh, crap. He didn't put it in. I was like, who didn't put it in? You're the mechanic.
Yeah.
So I started giving him shit, and I still haven't went and got it. He's got it sitting there. I was like, well, if you come to Effingham, just come put the damn thing on. Neptune green, is that what that is? Is the cake done yet? I don't know. I ain't allowed to have any either. I got my hand slapped when I tried to take some nachos.
Oh, shame on you trying to take nachos.
It's all for the party tomorrow. Got nothing to eat. We got all kinds of birthday party shit sitting in the house.
I didn't get my invite.
Yeah. Me either.
Oh man. Yeah, I've got really bad tendonitis in my right arm, so I haven't been able to do much of anything.
Been a lonely month, huh?
Yeah, really lonely. Very lonely, yeah. It's lucky I got that video edited even. Put that new one out.
Oh, Bosch injection. As soon as Buff's working on a Volkswagen, it's got that Bosch injection in it.
Yeah.
And when I was mechanic, I had to deal with one of them in a Saab. Of all things, a freaking Saab. I've seen one Saab in my life, and it was the one that I had to work on, and that was enough. And it had that on it, and what a pain in the ass. I mean, when they work great. But once they're done or they start screwing up, they're...
You know what? It's Buff's own fault for drifting away from Pontiacs. That's what it comes down to.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And if he would stuck with the Pontiac, he'd be a happy guy.
Went and got hooked up with a broad that had to have this thing. That's what happens.
That's what happens.
Are you telling me I hook up with a broad and I got a whole goddamn yard full of her cars?
That's true. You get the truck done yet?
Yeah. Nope, it's sitting in the back.
It's a square body Chevy. How hard could it be? Well, come on.
And the Jeep, I haven't got the Jeep done either. I got to pull the transmission out of that damn thing. I mean, I got plenty of things I can do around here, but the problem is I don't want to start a whole bunch of projects, and then I'll pull the transmission out of that, take it to my guy to rebuild it. Well, then I got a Jeep that can't move.
Yep.
And then I got a car that can't move, like the whatchamacallit out there, the Chevelle, the 73 Chevelle. We fired that thing up and moved it to the backyard, and it freaking ran great. It ran like a top.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, I'd really like to work on this. But we're building an engine. I got to get 2 cars ready for power tour. I got a Jeep to work on. I got this. I got her Chevy pickup that she's been giving me is it done yet? And then it's like, okay, when do I get to work on my car? Then I remember that, I don't have any. I have 2. I have Bonnie and I have the Cutlass.
I got to work on one of my cars today. That was nice.
Yeah.
I worked on my Mustang today.
Yeah.
And then I decided I don't want to work on the Mustang anymore.
Yeah. That's like I know that I have an idea what I need to do to that truck, but I'm fucking done. This is what it is. I'm waiting until Monday. I don't want to touch the thing. Yeah, I don't want to work on cars. I don't want to work on nothing. I'm done. I've
Well,
wasted 2 days.
I kind of feel the same way, but I got to go help my buddy with Caddy tomorrow because it didn't pass its inspection. So I got to go fix a few things on it.
Inspection.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
decided
You got
it was
inspections up there?
it was a salvage car, so you have to get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, believe me, Dean, I know. That's why I don't like the Fords too often. I will make exceptions for the dent sides and the Mustangs, though.
Yeah. Buff, if you need a 400, I'll build you one. Apparently, after they're built, they're worth about $10,000.
Apparently,
I've seen a couple on Marketplace, and you can't go by Marketplace. People are just
no.
dumb.
Dalton has a whole thing about that.
Yeah, they're just
Crackhead.
retarded about it. I know I ain't supposed to use that, but you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
it's like I can literally build this car, this motor that Zeppy's building. By the time we're done, probably have $1,400 in it.
Nice.
You know, we don't have to go to the machine shop or nothing. I don't do that crap. I mean, I can tell when it's junk, like that 429. I took one look in that cylinder wall and said, "Nope, this is bad." But
you get it up easy.
I got lucky with this Pontiac and then the other one too. I stuck a scope down in there, and the cylinders look great in it. Yeah. So with all that, $1,400, and I can paint it up, and it's pretty color, old school or this one, and make it pretty. $5,000 all day.
Yeah.
Just for but you don't get a warranty with me because the first thing you're going to do is stick it in a Firebird and roast the tires off it and come blame me when you throw the rod through the frickin'. Because I've had that happen. That's why I don't build engines for people no more. I built a 350 Chevy for a guy. He said, it's just going in my pickup truck. I said, okay. I said, I can get it. And I did it for him real cheap. It was like a case of beer and $200. Just went through it,
Yep.
And ran it on my stand, just like I always do. Ran it on the engine stand. Ran it on that red stand, actually, the one that 400 was sagging down on. And
I'm surprised that one didn't fall over.
Yeah, it was close. There was a couple times it was close. The camera angle was bad, but I got it running. That thing ran so good. It was just like a mild camshaft, a little bit more than a like a RV cam, just a little more. It was a crane cam that I put in it because that's what I always used to use. And I gave it to him. He put it in the truck, and he's driving around. And this is before cell phones, so I had no proof of it. But he went out, and he called me like a week later. He didn't even wait to break the motor in properly. He just took off. I broke the cam in and everything. See it, Donald. And he had put it in, and he came to me, "Oh, threw a rod, you son of a bitch," and blah, blah, blah. I said, "Threw a rod? At what, 3,000 RPM? I told you to break the thing in. What were you doing?" "I was just driving it." And I hear his wife in the background go, "Don't be lying to him about it."
Yeah.
And I said, "Greg, where's the patch?" I said, "How big a patch did you make?" Damn it. It was doing real good, and me and the boys were out, and I said, "Oh, and you called me giving me shit." I said, that was it. I was like, I can't trust nobody.
Yeah.
I tell people they got to break them in. You can't just go out and rod them. This ain't, roadkill. You don't have everything given to you, What are you doing? Nothing?
Well, there might be a reason the roadkill guys always break stuff too and break down, right?
Yeah. If you ever notice, they never break down when they were doing Engine Masters. They never blew up, and there's a reason for that. You looked on the wall behind them; they had all the best shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think
and a master engine builder.
That's what I like watching Richard Holdner for is see see how far you can push some of this stuff.
Right.
He's got some neat stuff. I liked it when he brought some of the Pontiac stuff in, and you see him do that 4-cylinder. Oh, he's got some neat stuff. Like, I mean, he's usually the LS stuff, but he's got some neat stuff that he's put in there too.
Huh. Rockin' Horse Exploration and Paranormal. How you doing,
Nice.
man?
Hey, Rockin' Horse.
If you're wondering where I've been playing a game trying to make my tow truck drag car run.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be building a Pontiac. Every time you're supposed to be building it, I see your dad building it. I don't see you.
Well, we don't have any money.
Oh, yeah. He's got all the money.
There you go. Well, that's because of all the tariffs.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. Why aren't you drumming? That's what Buff says. It's because he's been in his room playing guitar. He's been out. I come home the other night and the lights were on in the garage. I knew he'd been drumming. Sitting here. I'm trying to read.
I got a question for you, though, Jay. How close was the tractor to tipping over with the Pontiac hanging off of it?
You have to make, because I'm stupid and I don't want to weld a hook on that thing. And if you don't have that thing perfectly centered, it'll rock that son of a bitch one way or the other. Like this one time he had to move one of them, that 350 or something like that. And I had to stand on the freaking, I had to stand on the back of the tractor to get it to stay down on the back, because there's no weight in the back of that thing. I really need to get something.
You should put a hitch on it with some of those old workout weights and stuff so you can weigh it down.
I can put it on the 3-point. I thought about just getting some weights, like regular tractor, old school tractor weights. You can get them everywhere.
You get those, yeah.
And just put a bar across that 3-point. But
I was just waiting for that thing to nose over on you. I'm like, this could be interesting. When you went down the little curb.
Yeah. It starts and it'll flatten the tires on the front of it.
Oh, I was looking at that. I was like, "Oh, that's they're getting pretty loaded up there."
$20,000 engine hoist.
Yep.
It does the job, though. I mean, throw transmissions in it, engine blocks, whatever, and bring them to the backyard, and so the neighbors can look at them.
Yep. Nice. Fun.
We got a 402 back there that's now got a tree growing through it. That one I tore apart, there's a tree growing out of it. We'll just let that sit there. That'll be interesting. Yeah.
It's funny he says that, because I was using one of those mini excavators and I actually tipped it over when I was unloading. I got the one video where I put in the 2-post up and I was swinging it around and I wasn't really thinking. And as soon as I swung the lift over and didn't have it on this front support anymore, it just started tipping, right? And that's when I cut the video. I'm like, oh, we're not going to show me getting ejected from the mini excavator.
See, I always run my camera, like no matter what. Like I take advice from bigger YouTube channels and they'll tell me, oh, you just little part here, little part here, little part here. Well, you miss everything. Every time I see somebody that does that, they'll get a little part, and then next thing you know, they're standing there and catastrophe happened. And I'm like, why wasn't the camera running? That would be hilarious, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still have that. And maybe one of these days I'll do a thing on my channel for the members and put the bloopers in there or something. I don't know. I don't really have a reason to have a membership on the channel yet, because I just put everything out on a normal schedule, right?
Yeah. That 03 GMC Sonoma. Is that the little like S10?
Yeah, it's an S10.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Don't use 3.7.
Probably 4.3 liter in it originally. If it had the V6, it should be a 4.3 in 03.
Man, I'll tell you what. Put a turbo on that This son of a
Well,
bitch put out some torque. 4.3 is a great engine. They just don't sound like a V8. But if you put a turbo on it, you know, sounds like some of these tuner cars that all the kids drive.
well, I mean, you had the Cyclone and the what was the other, the Typhoon, right? They were
Yeah.
turbocharged 4.3s, and they would roast a Corvette.
Yeah, they're pretty fast.
Yeah, when are you going to put that turbo on your 4.3, Buff? It's been in the works for how long now?
I don't think he has it in that. He swapped that thing for a
Did he
V8.
swap it? Did I
Yeah.
miss that? Oh,
Put a 350 in it. He had a whole video on that. That's or is that the one you lost? I can't remember if that's the one you lost footage on or what it was, but he lost a bunch of footage. Four three got moved to the boat, and Brian Van Tenne got a 350. Yep.
And how is Brian Van Tenne?
Imagine Brian Van Tenne is like every other project all of us have that problem with. We'll start one thing and then we have to go to the next thing, and then pretty soon you're sitting in 4 or 5 deep and you're like, shit, I need to get back to Van Tenne, or I need to get back to the Chevelle or the truck.
4 or 5.
I hear about it all the time. You need to get back to work on that.
I think I got 20 of them going on right now.
I definitely ain't buying no more. That's for damn sure.
I keep telling myself that, and I keep failing at that.
I don't know. I still look, man. I can't help it. I go on Marketplace.
Yeah, I still go on there too, and it tends to be a bad thing from time to time. But I am trying to make sure I get projects done instead of
Well, my main thing was getting them running and driving, and then we'll do something with them later. But then, oh crap, we're going to Power Tour. Hey, honey, you want to take your Artemis on Power Tour? Where are you going? Oh, here, Michigan. We're going to be close to hell, Michigan, so we're going to hell. Now I got 2 cars going because she's taking the car that only has 2 seats. So her mom's going with her, and Zeffy's going with me, and we're taking the Cutlass. I got to pull that motor trans out yet because I got a new transmission built for it. Stage 2 Turbo 400.
Nice. Well,
and then I got a rear end going in it.
There's lots of room to lie down in the back.
On her car, yeah. But I ain't sleeping in that son of a bitch. Are you crazy? I'm going to Kansas to pick him up soon, and then I need to make a call to Aces for his next upgrade. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had turbines for the 18 van.
Mm-hmm.
They were on Van Tenne?
They were, yeah.
What happened to the original ones that were on Van Tenne? They didn't always have turbines on it.
Not when he got it, but after he put those turbines on it, put them big oversized tires, and then he put them on the 18 van because they were good tires or good rims, and they looked like the 18 wheels. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I've got so many sets of wheels out here. I have a set of 14 magnesiums slots, like real mag slots. But and they're fit. The back ones are 14 by 10. The front ones are 14 by 6. And I'd love to put them on something like, say, one of the little Oldsmobile, like the Omega or something. They're perfect for that. Holy shit. $280 for one tire for a 275 6014.
Yeah.
And the only people that make them, you can get them through Coker, and you can get like BF Goodrich. And I'm like, nah, it's okay.
Well, I don't run the 14s or 15s on anything anymore. And 16s are right out of the question. So you gotta do at least a 17.
We're trying to figure that out. Me and Jeff from Lugnut Guys, what we're going to put on that Cutlass. I've never done retrofit or retro style wheels on anything, big fatties with the big
Yeah.
wheels. I've never done it, so I don't know what would be the best thing to have under there that it won't rub, and I don't want to have to deal with all that stupid shit. You know what I mean? It's like I
Yeah.
just want it to be a normal car.
Well, the Parisienne has 16s on it. That was
Yeah.
a pain in the butt to find anything for that thing.
Yeah. Plus, you can't get the tires. 16s are about as bad as 14s.
Well, that's what I was saying. I couldn't find any freaking 16s for it. It was awful. So hard to find anything.
Yeah. I'm 295s once I become baller rich. Yeah. Don't we all wish we could be that way? I'm just trying to read through some of these.
Yeah, oh, good, man. I've been I keep eyeing my 78 Trans Am thinking I should put that back on the road.
Yeah.
And you working on Pontiac 400s isn't helping that case. Dang it, Jay.
Yeah.
I need to get other stuff done.
The other one, I was talking to Butler about it. And I mean, their main concern at Butler is always performance. That's what they are. They're a performance dealer.
Yeah.
It's not really so much about they carry all the parts that I like anyway. A lot of the parts on Artemis I got from Butler.
Yeah.
Well,
like Butler's good, but they're not cheap.
And all that shit. I got my cam bearings through them, a bunch of my stuff through them. And then now that I'm kind of working with them, we're doing this thing with Zeppi. And I've got this other motor now, the one I tried to start, it's a 557. Well, they make a 650 kit for that, a 650 horse kit for a 557.
Yeah.
That won't completely aerate
the bottom end of
the
it.
webbing, and it takes a little bit. I mean, more than likely what I would do in that situation is I would probably go ahead and bring them the block. That way I know it's done right. And if I'm going to do it, that's expensive and that's not really my thing, but I used to build some expensive stuff. I just don't want to, but they're kind of talking to me about doing it. I'm like,
sure.
I don't have all my good tools here. I don't have all my good tools here at the house. They're in storage for a reason. I just don't.
Yeah.
The average Joe can't go spend. That kit's $4,000, y'all. So that there is the motor that's 8, 10, whatever, with after the machining and all that shit. And what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
Sell it? Nobody's going to buy it. I might as well. Well, still, it's like I would rather get it running like a normal person would just sit there in the, outside, get the motor built and throw it in some car and drive it to duct tape drags.
Yeah.
Like I would take this and I got how many cars out there that could go in? We could take one of the 350s out of one of them other cars and stick the Pontiac down in it and say, hey, look, Pontiac driven Chevy. Pontiac driven Chevy pickup. That would be
perfect truck engine.
Yeah, they really are. About like an Olds motor.
Yep.
Like the big block Olds, a 400, 425, 455. People used to swap those in their Chevy pickups because the torque is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they got that nice low end torque, right?
Yeah. Hey, Steve. He's a Pontiac guy. He's been commenting on some of my videos.
Nice.
But I bought a Ford truck. This is before YouTube. I bought a Ford pickup, an F-250, the old I-beam style, like a 70 or I don't know, 68 or 69, I think it was maybe.
Okay, bump side, yeah.
Yeah, and didn't have a motor. I paid $250 for it with a title. And I actually wish I still had it because now I got enough motors. I could have made it work. This thing was already set up. It had a 455 olds in it.
Really?
A Ford.
Nice.
And I didn't really put two and two together. I'd got rid of it because it was just taking up space, but it was really, the cab was really nice in it. It was complete.
I like those old Fords. I do like those trucks. That's why I bought a couple of them.
The whole I-beam setup is kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But to get that changed out to a normal setup, you got to take you can put a Crown Vic front end under them. Like
I've got two of them that I picked up that I'll be having up on the channel hopefully soon. So 75 and 76, I think.
Yeah. You can my neighbor down here has done one of them where he took an I-beam truck, or the twin I-beam truck, and he put a Crown Vic cradle in it, the whole bottom end.
Yeah.
And it literally, two of the holes lined up perfectly.
Really?
And you could just stick it up there and then you have to drill the other ones. But it lined up perfectly. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I got to looking at it and I was like, yeah, that's more than I want to do. And the guy offered me 3 times what I paid for the truck, so I sold it.
Well, and that and Cletus has wrecked all the Crown Vics now.
Yeah. He's got a monopoly on Crown Vics. Now, what's the new one? The Hondas or Hyundai?
Oh, the Acuras.
Acura.
Yeah. Ran out of Crown Vics, so now he's got to use Acura. He's going to be taking out all the Dodge Chargers next.
All the old cop cars?
Yeah.
Well, I bet them son of a bitch will fly around that track.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's going to be more horsepower in those things than there were in the Crown Vics.
If it doesn't work out, I mean, gun rack and all. Yep, I had one of them too. I had it in the back window of a Mustang. I literally put a gun rack in the back window of my Mustang. Because they're so small and I'm 6'2", I could just reach back.
Ultimas, that's what it was, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just I got all kinds of projects to do. Right now I don't have it's the funds thing. It ain't time. I've got time because it's starting to get nice. I can work at night,
Yeah.
Turn my fancy lights on, and
I've got in the same boat.
That's kind of where I'm going to have to do with that Cutlass. I'm just going to have to, if I'm off tomorrow, we got birthday party stuff, but if I'm off Monday and there's nothing I can do about the truck, if I'm waiting on something, I'm going to pull that Cutlass up here to the garage and pop the motor and trans out of it. That way I got it out, and the only thing I got to do to that Cutlass motor is paint it. It just looks like shit. The paint, this VHT paint, that's garbage. It is some really awful paint.
Which Cutlass?
My yellow car.
Oh, the yellow one. Okay.
Yeah, 72.
Right.
But I got to pull the motor and trans out. I'm going to clean up the engine bay. It's getting ACES, EFI.
Yeah.
On top of that, their new ACES Kill Shot 2, they sent me one.
So here's a question for you. Will that ACES system run a modern overdrive transmission?
Some of them.
Some of them do, right?
Some of them. They have a new setup coming out, or it's already out for the Dodge, the Gen 3 Hemi.
Yep.
They have them for LS and some other things. I'm not real sure about the transmission thing, but I know they do. They have transmission control.
Yep.
It's in a certain setup.
I was looking at the ACES systems because I was kind of thinking about that. It might be I've seen them around a few times, seen a couple of reviews. I like that they have the bigger screen than the Hollies.
Yeah, you can. The new one's 64-bit.
Yeah.
It's
the only thing I've heard complaints about is the coil driver burns out on them.
What?
The coil drivers.
Coil drivers.
Yeah,
Oh,
so when you're doing the
yeah,
fuel
yeah.
injection.
The only real thing that I had was that command center that took a shit, but that was kind of my fault too. That was the mechanical fuel pump of all things, of course. It starved it and burnt the motor up in the middle of freaking nowhere in Lincoln County, New Mexico. I had, but other than that, the thing that I like, and I won't push a product unless I like it because I'm a prick. So I wasn't sure about it, but I went ahead and did it. But the thing that I like about it is they do a video once a week.
Yeah.
And they answer questions from consumers. What about this? What about this?
Yeah.
And Tim and Ben that I know, I talk to Ben more than I do anybody, but like the whole control center, the little electronic control center, that Holly had, and it's kind of a mess. And somebody said it on one of their Tech Tuesday things. A week later, Tim goes, "Is this what you're talking about? I kind of put this together. Is this what you're talking about? Is this what you want? It's got everything on it." 2 months later, it's $99. It's available.
Yeah.
It was that fast. And now like the Killshot 2 has the fuel pressure sensor is in the unit. People didn't like having an outside fuel thing that goes to, your system, or you had the gauge outside, which I like to have. I want a gauge outside that I can look at it, but because electronics goes bad. But they made it more compact, and now this Killshot 2, you can stack two together, so it goes from being 600 and 650 horsepower. You put two of them together, you can get up to like 1,500 or whatever it comes to be, and you can run duals on a tunnel ram.
Nice.
Boost control, it has everything.
Yeah.
And but they're constantly making new progress, and I think they got so overwhelmed with customers.
See you too, babe.
See it too, babe. They got so overwhelmed that their customer service lacked. But now they're getting that caught up. They've hired some people, and and they're just down here in Tennessee. Tim's the one that thinks all this shit. He's
Well, I'd like to try it. Like if I was thinking, I would love to take that sniper off the '67 Mustang and try the kill shot on it just to see the difference.
They make an intake for that.
Well, yeah, we already got
rails. I mean, they make a whole thing like a little tunnel, like a little mini ram, tunnel ram type thing.
Yeah. You need to put that on with that Pontiac when you're done.
Yeah. Everything I have doesn't, I guess the 350s and that 454 out there, it would take what they have, but I always have such weird shit. They're actually trying to design me a new blackjack distributor for my big block olds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I told them, I said, well, I'll put this on, but what about timing control? They were, what do you mean? It's like, well, you guys don't make a distributor for big block olds. You make one for Pontiac, you make one for an i6 Jeep, but you don't make one for a V8 Jeep or a V8 AMC, which a lot of them out there. And I said, these are things you could probably whip up pretty quick, because all it is you just get the basic distributor, you're ready to run, and you put your crap in it.
Yeah.
I mean, no different than you can put an HEI in anything.
I like that they're keeping the price point down on it too. Like they're making it so that the average person can afford this stuff. Whereas Holly always just seems to prices go through the roof, right?
Yeah. And you want to know something? I've heard, well, their damn things are made in China. Where do you think the Hollies come from?
Yeah, exactly.
You think they're machining those here? They're not machining those here. If you machined the kill shot in America, they'd be $3,000. And that's unfortunate. I don't like it or even in Canada, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. That's just, I mean, what do you do? The quality control is all that matters in the situation, because half the shit in your house is from China or
probably more than half.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, this freaking computer I'm talking on right now is not even from here. It's probably from Taiwan or something. We'll probably find it. But I mean, the machining on them, I've seen them taken apart, and they're really well done. I've got the Kill Shot 2 in the house. It's already here. They sent it to me without telling me, and then they sent me an email when it showed that it got here. Hey, and it's got my name etched in it.
Nice. Right
So
on.
they, because really I'm the only one, and it's not towards anybody else that's, channels that's had them. I'm the only one that's been to the events.
Yeah.
I've been to Duct Tape Drags. I went for them, went and sat in their booth, even though it was messed up. I went to PRI, talked to customers, talked to people, met with people, and I've constantly stayed in touch with them, like, hey, what do you want to do next? So my contract's up July or August. So maybe I can talk them into a little bit more deal.
There you go.
No, if they were, and I told them that when I signed up, look, if this thing's garbage, you're going to hear about it. I'm not messing around with this stuff. No, it's fine. It's fine. And so far, so good. They've been really helpful with me and the product they give me. They don't offer the big screen on the new Kill Shot 2 yet. You can use the old big screen on it.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff in there that you'll be missing if you don't have that new one.
But even their basic screen's still bigger than the one from Holly.
Oh yeah, Holly's little things like that big.
Yeah, it's just like tiny little guy.
That big one, it's got GPS. It'll run mile per hour too.
Yeah.
But I just never hooked it up. It's got all these wires and shit that one go out. It's like, I don't deal with that. But it's in the ambulance, and Amber's been driving it. When it warms up, she'll just go out there and fire it up and take off.
If I do start working on the Trans Am, I'm seriously considering picking up a system for it.
Well, they got, like I said, they got that that distributor, that Blackjack distributor. So it's all in. You don't have to do nothing. Just set her at 15 degrees.
Yep.
Lock it in your tablet and let her loose, and it'll do it all. And so I haven't had anybody touch that thing yet either. Amber's just been driving it. It's doing its 15% learn, and it's learning. Every once in a while, you'll hear a little hitch.
Yeah.
And then, but other than that, it's been running great. We even put the decel on. We turned it off, so when you let off, it sounds like a damn Jake brake.
Right on. There's a lot of torque in that Pontiac to do that too.
I wish that thing would have been on there when I went down to there. I wish it would have stayed running right, because it didn't. It ran out of fuel on the track with the carburetor. It just underfueled, because that's a big ass car.
Yep.
And I think if it would have had that on it, it would have done a whole lot better. Because I've just been out. I'll take it for a test drive or something. I'll go out on the old field road and just punch on it. It'll burn a tire off of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Big ass heavy car, 6,000 pounds, and it'll lay a one wheel patch, but still one wheel.
Well, that's like you said, there's a lot of weight on that car, and there's a lot of weight hanging on that rear axle, keeping the traction. Loose, that's pretty good.
I always drive my cars to the back of my yard back here. There's a road and it's rock. The other day I moved that thing and I was just testing it to make sure she was going to start driving it. And I come around that corner and punched on it, and I got sideways with it.
Nice.
I didn't tell her that.
Yeah, you better check over.
She may be watching this. I'm going to get hit with a newspaper here in a minute.
As long as you don't get the cake in the face.
Yeah. No. But no, I could have grabbed it and showed it to you, man. It looks like the little snipers. They're only it's only about this big, but boy, is it a bulky son of a bitch. It's heavy. And I don't know. It's just the way they made it. They made it now you can put a countersunk air cleaner on it. It'll come down.
Yep.
Before it was so big, it had great big, like we would call float bowls. And this one don't have that. It's real compact.
Do you think it would work on a shaker hood?
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah.
You may have to either way, you'd have to maybe put a spacer, just get them little spacers on it, but I'm sure you could figure out a way to get it on there. It's a regular 4150 flange.
Yeah.
And then the top's just a normal. I mean, you could make spacers if it needed to go up or down, but
that's true.
Shouldn't be a big deal.
Because I'm pretty sure I've got a performer intake on that car, if I recall. So should be pretty easy to bolt that up. And like right now, my shaker sits where it's supposed to sit, and I want to keep it that way.
Right.
You know how those Pontiacs are, those Firebird, those Trans Ams are.
I've been trying to find one. But everything down here is so rusted out. And then I found one that was set up for race. The 79 black and gold.
Yep.
T-tops and all. Had a freaking roll cage underneath the T-tops. I think I can get it for about $400, but it needs an entire trunk floor, like from fender to fender. It's got a fuel cell in it. What?
I'm back.
You're back?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a perfect car to put a 400 in.
It does.
Yeah.
I could do that.
And you can get all the metal for it.
I could put that big ass Chevy in. It's already set up for race. I could just build that 454,
No, don't do that. No, come on.
I could build high horsepower race engine in a 454 for about half of what I would put in a Pontiac.
I know. I'm well aware.
But I don't know. We're the only thing we're worried about now is getting that engine built, and then what is that noise? Somebody's 90s booming around down the highway.
Sweet.
We always hear that.
You can hear everything rattling in it. But yeah, we're just worried about getting that motor done and start working on this Cutlass. I need to get the trans out of that Jeep. Because that black Jeep, I could have that thing on the road pretty easy, like quick, but I need the transmission working first.
Yep.
And I'm still looking for a power steering pup set up for it.
Oh.
I stole the one off of it for the Wrangler that we have.
Right. Do you have a 4-barrel intake for your 400?
I have Artemis's.
Oh yeah, okay.
I have that big old school iron 68. But
weighs about
a buddy
60
of mine, the guy out in Jersey, he's sending me one, a Torker.
Oh, is he? Torker? Okay. Yeah.
I really don't have any. All I've got is a bunch of Pontiac parts laying around.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that 400 that we got in the corner of the garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a 557 block. That's a 73, 72 or 73. Had 4X heads on it.
Yeah.
But it's not a 557. It's the one in between. It came out of a Firebird.
Yeah, that's the one that doesn't have. Did they have the bad webbing in them back then? I think that's the year they kind of had the thinner casting, right?
They started the thinner casting, but it's still the full web.
Is it the
It's
full
like
web? Okay.
Yeah. It's right before they're still not bad engines. They're just weak.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They're the weaker ones. Yeah.
I gotta go again. I have to go make Aiden's birthday present.
Your birthday present?
Yeah.
You're going to make him one?
Well, I got to replace transmission in a Cadillac tomorrow, so I should
Which,
probably
what year?
2017.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, you play with all that new stuff.
Not always, but I do
Yeah.
like playing with the new stuff too. Well, it's got the transfer case and everything in there, so
Oh.
it's an all-wheel
Oh, it's
drive.
a four-wheel drive. It's all-wheel
Yeah.
drive one.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat
CTS.
ATS. Yeah, it's 2-liter
Yeah.
turbo, all-wheel drive. It's a nice little car, actually. Drives beautifully. Nice car, really is. It's like, dang, I wish I had a car like that when I was 16.
Yeah. I don't know. I had 3 cars when I was 16. Had a 66 Mustang, 79 CJ7 Renegade, and my 83 GT.
Well, I think I had that Parisienne when I was 14 is when I got it.
Really?
Yeah. And
Oh, okay.
unlike you, I have hit the half-century mark. So
That's me here in about a month.
it's coming up. Yep. Anyways, Jay, it was good chatting.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too.
You got a
I'm
truck to
gonna go
fix, man.
Huh?
You got a truck to fix. You need some
Yeah,
rest.
I just kind of want to go inside and watch some news. That'll quit my stress.
Oh,
I'll
I'm sure
just
that'll
watch the
help it.
news.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, kind of like you guys. Like, what do you do now? Except what do you do now? It's like, okay, what are they gonna bitch about now? But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too.
All right, Jay.
I'm over it.
Well, it's good seeing everyone in the chat too. It's always nice to have some
Y'all take
participation.
care.
We'll catch you. We'll catch you soon, man. Hopefully everything gets better and sorted out for you.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Okay, Jay.